Right, so today I wanted to talk about virtual markets. And I put a post on my grid today about really missing Christmas fairs, and I know we're all missing Christmas fairs. When I go through all my photographs, I can see last year's, and also, because I can kind of use this for inspiration and, use Christmas markets for inspiration. And then I get out onto the high street and see what everybody's up to. And I just can't do that. It's so frustrating. So I feel your frustration so much, designer makers and all makers and small brands. I really, and any, small retailers as well, any retailers, because it's having that footfall and it's having that physical presence, isn't it? It's having those customers come to you and chat to you, and you be able to talk about, really wax lyrical about your product and your brand and whereabouts you are and what they really love about your brand. So, we've been chatting about this in the last few weeks, that you kind of have to progress and we've got to evolve. And the way to evolve is to really get into our brand and who we are as makers, so that we can get that across to our customers. And what a perfect way then to join and be involved in a virtual Christmas market, a virtual maker market. So there's a couple going on this weekend I've seen, and I've seen quite a few makers that I know that are being involved in that as well, which is really brilliant. And I think it's, it's so amazing that people can, who usually have the physical presence, that can actually get on board and support and continue this support for brands by offering a platform, or at least a voice, isn't it? It's a voice for small brands to be able to tap into the masses and connect with the wider audience that maybe as small brands you can't tap into as easily. So a couple of hints and tips. I wrote a blog, it was either last year or the year before I think it was, on my ruthlawrenson.com. So the blog was about retail fair preparation. Now there's a couple of bits, so go and have a look at that, because there's a few, I'll sort of reiterating that today, but there's a few real areas that even though it's not a physical presence, you can still apply the same little key characteristics of having a fair, of putting a fair across. So one of the biggest, and I've seen quite a few brands do this, and I've thought, of course, that's a really great idea, is to just set up like you're doing the fair, like you're physically doing a fair, is to have your tables ready as though you're in a fair. Just, find a table, or find a couple of shelves, or just something within your home, or not that we can go outside, too cold, but just somewhere, an area that you feel really comfortable in. So set it up as though this is your stall. And of course, again, you can refer to my blog, but of course then to set up your stall, think about it as though it's a little shop. So create some height so that there's different levels, so you can use plinths for this, little boxes, wrap some boxes up if you want to add some interest in some Christmas paper, or just some brown paper, just to sort of give that height when you're visual merchandising, just so that not everything's on one level. It just adds interest. And then of course think about props. So flowers are a really good way to kind of enhance that look and to create a real textural presence. So flowers, plants, of course, botanical is still a massive trend and is something that, that is still quite an obvious trend, and more so it's kind of like a mainstream trend. But you can get some really great foliage, some really sculptural foliage that will just add that little bit of interest as you're showing, we'll come on to that in a minute, as you're videoing what you've got to offer, and what different products you've got. So create your stall as though you're going to go, that you're in a Christmas fair. I mean, the thing is that you don't have that added bonus of having other brands, but you do have that interaction with other brands. So video, here I go again about videoing. So this is a really great way to start videoing yourself. So I know we've said throughout the weeks, and I'm, constantly talking to clients about to turn the camera around. This is a really great way to turn the camera around because it's specifically product concentrated this weekend or whenever you do the virtual fair, because people are looking for presents, they're looking for gifts, they're looking for something for their loved one, something for themselves as a little treat. So this is the time where you can just turn the camera around. Hi Ariana, lovely to see you here. Be present, hello. So yeah, this is the time when you can really turn the camera around and start to talk to people about what you're doing. Create a little scene of your setting up and videoing products, and then do a little live maybe, just to talk about your promotions or talk about your best sellers, talk about something that you're really proud of. So video, really key, guys. So either video the night before, video first thing in the morning before you've done something, or do a little live as to what's going on, and just let people know, how you're doing, and let people and talk about each product, and talk about the little special offers that you're doing, the special gift wrapping service that we've been talking about, the ribbons that you're using. This is such an opportunity. Your virtual market is a really great opportunity to connect and engage with your customers, do some videos and talk about what you've got on offer. Also, it's really fun you'll feel so much lighter, you'll feel so much much more positive if you can, set something up as though you're there in a physical way. So now on my blog, I talk about, wearing something comfortable, wearing something that makes you feel good. So make an effort. And when I say that, I mean, I put makeup on this morning. Sometimes it's just that, and wear a smile. Just look like you're really enjoying it when you do create this presence of your brand, because it is really tough at the moment. It really, really is. But so many customers, so many local people, so many people around you, your friends, family, so many people who will be connecting with these markets are so enthusiastic and really want to support you, and they want to they want to buy into you as a brand. So this is a really good opportunity to get yourself out there, so that people can say, I really love what she does. I really, really love how she, how she conducts herself and how she's so interested in what she does. And, and people want to learn as well. So educate your customer. So that's on the day, or even the day before, or in the morning before, when you're setting up and getting ready. And then, so if you've got a market this weekend, so there's tonight to kind of start enticing. I watched a little video yesterday of somebody who's doing paper dolls market this weekend. And I can't remember her name, but I will put her name. But she does the most beautiful ceramic cats. And she did this amazing snow leopard. She just showed her painting it and then going into the kiln and then it coming out. And it was absolutely amazing. And she's going to go live tomorrow with, turn on her stock this weekend. And I'm going to be waiting. It's one of those, I've been enticed. It's worked, especially because my daughter, her favourite animal is a snow leopard. So think about enticing and think about the customer and who you're going to entice for this weekend and what it is you can entice them with. So I know we've spoke a lot about promotions, but give a promotion. It's 48 hours, it's 24 hours. So really drive that volume, drive those sales, drive those bestsellers, and do a 2 for something on your little entry price points, your stocking fillers, or do a 20% off on certain lines. It doesn't have to be the whole of your range, but maybe it's a range or a product that you think, actually, I make quite a big margin on that. Or it's a new range and you think, actually, people haven't seen this before. So, put a 15% or a 20% or something that you feel comfortable with, but will be a really good promotion that will make somebody just think, right, straight into the homepage, into the cart and buying it. So remember that your smooth customer journey will then come from, so your customer-centric websites that we've all been working on will then come from after you've enticed people to your Instagram or to your website. Then the journey has to be really smooth. So just make sure that if you do put a promotion and you've given a code, that code works. So have a practice, do some... have a practice with a friend, but just make sure if you're going to have a Christmas 20 or a little promotional code, that your code works. So we've mentioned creating suspense, and we've mentioned special purchases, also about personalized. If you're going to do some personalization, then a virtual market weekend is a really good way to add that as a little added value. And it could be that it is just for that virtual market weekend when you know that you've got quite a bit of traffic. And especially because we've still got quite a few weeks, so you can just put that in as a virtual market for this weekend or next weekend, and then consider it further down the line, or just have it as your virtual market weekend is the time when you're doing personalization or you're doing a limited edition. So yes, be gift orientated, don't forget. And even if you're fashion and you think actually, it isn't a gift, but my product isn't necessarily gift. Well, it is still, because people are not only buying gifts for other people, but they're buying gifts for themselves. So there's a really great way to pull in those sales, especially when people are looking for virtual markets. And, they're on their Instagram and they're online and they're on the social media. So you can really pull the sales in across all your ranges, across all products, in all brands, to be honest. Okay, so I think that's it. I hope I've really helped, and really good luck to everybody doing virtual markets. As I say, just refer to my blog for some really interesting little tips that I give. That's ruthlawrenson.com, and go to blog and just scroll down. There's some really, there's some really good little tips about some promotions and mini promotions and 3 for 2s, etc. So a couple of things I wanted to mention as well, that last week I mentioned Black Friday, 2 weeks today. It's not, I know it's not. I just got all confused. So it's a week today, Black Friday, 27th. So don't forget to start pulling in. Hi, Lionheart. Hi, Rach. Don't forget to start pulling in some engagement and some promotions. And remember that you're not selling yourself short when you're doing this. The £6 billion is going to be spent. How is that possible? But, have a piece of it. You're really cool. You're really creative. So people, need to buy from you. They need to buy from small businesses, small brands. But you kind of have to be there for people to know that they can buy from you. A couple of other things. So next Tuesday, I'm doing a live chat with Gabrielle Tiranti. That's at Gabrielle Tiranti, and he's doing a Gabs to the Future, and which has been really fun. I've been watching a couple of them, and I'm honoured to be asked to have a chat with him. So he's got like nearly 60,000 followers. He's Brighton based. He's a really quirky guy, amazing photographer. And he's really supportive for small brands and small businesses. So check that out Tuesday at 8:30. Then next Friday, I'll have the amazing, beautiful Janine from the Assembly Market. And Janine will be joining me, and we'll just be chatting about her expertise in the Assembly Market. She works with small brands and also has, they have a market. So she's already done a virtual market, and fingers crossed she'll be doing a real live market in December, if that's possible. So sign up to my newsletter. I'll be putting the link, which will, of course, hopefully, and pray that will take us all to all my live sessions in the last few weeks. And I think that's it. Yeah, so have an amazing weekend, everybody. And thank you so much for joining me. See you soon. Take care. Bye.